Welcome, golf fans, to Golf Weekly. I am Daniel Court, joined by the Chris's.
Hi there.
Chris T, Chris
Hello.
H.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Nice to
Always
be
a
here.
pleasure.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. I am officially about 6 pounds heavier than I was when we last aired. How about you? What'd you pick up?
3.
3?
You bet.
Went down too.
You went down too. Oh, we got an exerciser here.
That's right.
You Generation Xers.
Yep.
But I understand you are in your family. You're picking up a few pounds.
Yes, we are.
You're getting
That's it.
an addition, and you found out
Today that we're having a boy.
Golf clap.
Golf clap.
Golf clap for Mr. Hendricks. Well
Thank you,
done,
thank you,
my
thank
friend.
you.
And what did you say?
He was able to put the stem on the apple. That a boy.
Well,
you go.
never heard that before.
Never have heard it.
I am
Love
going to
it.
take credit for using that in the,
Go
in
right
the near
ahead.
future.
It's all you. It's all you.
All right. Well, hope you had a great holiday. We are getting back to golf, and again, you know, in terms of tournaments, it's a strange season, if you will. But there's a lot going on over in Europe, and the best player in the world didn't do anything to hurt his positioning.
Proved why he was the best player.
Yeah.
As we talked about last week, going into the race to Dubai, it had already been determined that Rory was going to win, but he won with a big punctuation mark by birdieing the last 5 holes to charge past Justin Rose, who was in at 21 under, shooting a final round 62.
Yep.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I shoot 62 every time out. The problem is I usually got about 3 holes left.
Yeah.
And Rory comes in and shoots a 66, like I said, birdieing the last 5 holes to really just show everybody, you know, exactly how strong his game is right now and how dominating he is.
Yeah, and it's starting to remind me a little bit of Tiger in that, you know, early 2000s, when it's almost like he knew he was the best, and when he got an opportunity to play with the best, he took his opportunity to just not beat him, but bury him.
Right.
And that's what Rory's really doing now.
Well, you got to think, he played with Luke Donald,
Right.
number 1 and number 2. And
There you
Luke
go.
Donald and Rory basically stayed together all the way through until the last day.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, 5 birdies on the last 5 holes. I mean, Donald just played a good round, and I think he only finished at like 1 under on the last day or somewhere in that neighborhood, and it just dropped him back. But
And that's a really good point, because if you look back at the 4 FedEx Cup playoff tournaments, he played with Tiger virtually in all of those.
All of them.
Yes.
Head to head, eyeball to eyeball,
Yeah.
and out-dueled him, and Tiger wasn't playing bad golf.
Nope.
So, you know, Rory not only has the physical skill, the golf swing is as pretty as I've ever seen, but it looks like this guy has that it factor, that ability to compete and raise his level of play.
Well, I think more
when
than
it
anything,
matters.
Daniel, he's got it in cruise control now. He's
Yeah.
full of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he's doing a lot of things well, especially with the short game, because you can't score unless you're chipping and putting well. And he's just lighting it up all the time, and he's got the green light and he's going.
And that's why I don't think the big equipment change is going to be too big of a factor. I mean, these guys, today they've got it to a science where they're building everything exactly spec for spec. I mean,
Right.
I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. I mean, he's a player. He's got
Yeah.
a swing.
Right.
He's got the build.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
the
he's
mental
using a set of
game.
blade irons right now, too. And, you know, I mean, any company has the ability to look at the blade he's using now with Titleist and reforge that
Replicate
thing
that
and, you know,
thing,
replicate
exactly.
it down to a T. So I don't really see it being that much of a factor, other than his pocketbook is
A lot
yeah,
heavier.
lot
Getting
heavier, that's
fatter.
for sure.
Exactly.
Real quick before we move on to some other things, how many majors do you pick for Rory in 13?
I'm going to pick 2.
2? Okay. You?
One.
1?
One.
I say Uno. Yeah, I don't know why. I think he wins at Augusta this year. I think there's just he's got what, 2 legs of the Grand Slam.
Yep.
He's going to get his 3rd there.
I think he'll do Augusta, and I think he'll do the British Open.
Good call.
I think he's going to win the Open Championship, yeah.
Is that right?
Yep,
Okay.
I think that's
We
it's gonna
shall
set up
see.
well for him.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Open Championship, that's a good segue. It was just announced this morning. The RNA's made the decision. This is big stuff.
Big news.
To alter 9 holes at the old course at St. Andrews. Now, the big concern is that it's 9 holes they're looking to alter, and what does alter mean? Their defense, I guess, or justification was that they wanted to have a defensible golf course in the tournament. What are you guys' feelings on
Well,
that?
generally, you know, those courses over there, a majority of them, their defense is the weather. It's
Yeah.
the wind.
Right.
And, you know,
Talked
you
about
look at
earlier.
St. Andrews, and 14 of those, I've been fortunate enough to play there twice, 14 of those greens are double greens.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that should be very
So
interesting to see what they want to do.
lengthening the golf course really is.
Well,
I
if
mean,
they just
it's-
want to lengthen it, fine. I mean, every place has gone ahead and lengthened their track now within the last 10 years, probably one way or another. Like we
Right.
talked about a few weeks ago, Marion, back in 1981 when they played the U.S.
6,400
Open there, it
yards or
was 64 or
Yeah.
6,500
100
yards.
Yep.
Right.
You know, now obviously they've got to get it up around 7,000 or just over. So, you know, if they want to put some back tees at St. Andrews, great, but hopefully they're not planning on changing the green complex.
Yeah, I don't think that's
really
nearly
what
as
makes the
big an
course,
that's
issue.
one of
yeah.
the special parts about going there and playing. you know?
Absolutely. Well, the final thing before we got about just under a minute left. Let's talk a Q School. Man, I tell you, this is the biggest pressurized
year,
week of the
6 days
of
in the
year.
last year of it.
Yeah, what do you think? It's out out in California.
Out in
They're out at
California.
PGA West. Yes, it starts on the 28th of November through December 3rd.
Be
6
aired on Golf
rounds.
Channel.
6 rounds.
Golf Channel will have it. 25 spots available. Those that aren't in the top 25, they pretty much, if you've made the final stage, have a full boat ride to the web.com tour next year. So obviously it's not a total loss if you don't make it. Everybody's goal is obviously to make it. And then next year, it's all restructured, and we'll go into that a little more in detail in a later show because that's going to take a conversation.
Yeah,
it's going to be a little
explain
bit
so
longer.
people
But
don't
this
get
is the
lost.
last year of Q School. So RIP Q School, 1965 through 2012. Hopefully it'll be another
Good running.
exciting time.
And it's the only time I really enjoy, I find compelling to watch a bunch of no-names or guys that I've never heard of, because anybody that's ever played golf in tournament conditions understands.
Especially in 6 days.
Not understands the pressure, but that pressure is.
That's big pressure.
This
That's-
is pucker up week.
This is pucker up week.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is playing for their career and their livelihood.
Exactly.
So anyway, it'll be interesting to see what unfolds. We'll get back with that in a later show. When we come back, we're going to be joined with Matt Stewart, the head golf pro over at Dolphin Head. Stay with us.